Children of the night, what music they make.
They're all gonna laugh at you!
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What's up?
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash you for
Oh, for those of you watching live, you saw the video. That's how you know things are right tonight. No dead weight. Tim Meyer was not in the opening credits. It's down to the Fab Trio.
That's right.
We got Jason Brandt coming to us all the way from somewhere in a non-disclosed place in the South.
Yeah, in the south of Maryland.
Jack Campisi from beautiful bucolic Connecticut.
Hello, my friends.
And me from the ass end of the suburbs in New York. Yonkers. And we are here tonight. This is a perfect movie. I think I'm in the right place because this is a movie about being in like the shittiest part of a house. I'm in it right now in this house. So we're reviewing Barbarian, which to me is one of the big surprise, big talky horror movies of the year so far. So I'm looking forward to diving into that.
A movie I had never even heard of, by the way. Like when it came out, I had never heard of it. I had no clue what the hell it was.
I had seen the trailer.
A lot of stuff.
I saw the trailer
like 2
a
months
couple
ago.
of times, and I had very little interest. I saw it and I was like, okay, I know I'll end up seeing it, but like it didn't grab me or anything. And then suddenly I started seeing Twitter like, oh my God, don't get spoiled, go. And I was like, okay, I got to see what's going on here.
Remember, I saw the trailer with my daughter in the summer. She just looked at me. She goes, "We're going." I was like, "Okay." I said, "This looks like it could be shitty, but all right, why not?" By the way, speaking of shitty, before we jump into everything else, I just started watching the Harley Quinn cartoon on HBO with Kaylee Cuoco as Harley Quinn. Jack, you like DC movies, kinda. You tolerate them.
They're hit or miss, yeah.
How can one episode of a cartoon be 1,000 times better than any movie that they've made? Like,
DC animated is so much better than DC live action. It's not even funny.
It's crazy how much better that is.
I've been meaning to watch that. I've heard good things about it.
Dude, they said the F word more times than the Big Lebowski in 22 minutes. It was pretty amazing.
Dang.
And there's gruesome murders, and it's really a lot of fun. So, highly suggest it. Okay. Before we do every show, there are drinking rules. I don't even have anything to drink up here. Damn it. I forgot. Who wants to read them?
I can do that. You know, we never let Sheridan know who's going to be on the show. He always has to guess.
Poor guy.
All right. Jack, your drinking words are Dark, Campbell, and Airbnb. Hunter, yours are Detroit, Basement, and Mother. Mine are Skarsgård, Hollywood, and Aspect. Somebody looked the movie up. Tim is not here and nobody cares about him. And the bonus words are Long, Barbarian, and Bodies.
Oh, God. There's nothing sexier than a long barbarian body. Gotta tell you.
True. What was
her
name?
I want everyone.
Conan the Barbarian?
Oh. Grace Jones?
No, that was the second one. Damn, I can't
blonde.
think of it. Yeah, the blonde in the first one.
Oh,
yeah.
Diabo, Olivia Diabo? Was that her name?
Maybe no, she's in the second one.
Hell Comes to Frogtown. She was in that too.
Well, I'm not saying anything else because I'm stuck in part 2.
Whatever.
We need 3.
Barbarian women. Cool.
All right. All right, everybody, I want you to grab your pad and pencil because Jack, his award-winning news segment is coming. He's going to say things you're going to want to like write down and save and follow through with. So let's go with it.
It's the news. Yay.
Some big breaking news for today. If you are not aware of it, Rob Zombie's The Munsters is now available on Netflix.
Oh, thank
I may
God.
watch it after this show.
No, I don't think I'm going to watch that one.
Is that big news? Really?
I think that's our main feature next week.
I feel like I might get COVID a third time next week.
You might catch it. You may catch it from me.
I feel I might get it the first. I think, Jack, you should watch it, and then you report back to us, and we'll decide.
Oh, no. I think we all have to watch it.
I'm having problems with my Netflix account.
That's
Not
Netflix,
working with my
right?
Roku.
I've been talking about canceling it. I think that's
Yep. I'm actually serious. We are having problems it's not working on our Roku. So maybe I can't see it even if I want.
The other breaking news that actually broke this afternoon, not a horror, but genre in general. Ryan Reynolds announced that Deadpool 3 is coming out next year, and Hugh Jackman will be in it as Wolverine.
Yeah, he can't stop.
that should be pretty funny. Do you think it's just a cameo?
If there's anybody that should be messing around with the multiverse, it's Deadpool. That's the way to get him from one thing to another. So I hope they go just bonkers with this movie. And I don't know how long he'll be in it for, but it's going to be, however it is, it's going to be the best part of the movie.
It will depend how many steroids he can pump himself up with between now and shooting. That will determine his screen time.
A lot. The answer's a lot.
Many steroids.
Look, I'm down. I don't care who's in Deadpool 3. I just want to see it. So that's fine by me.
Yep.
Can we bring back Chris Evans as Johnny Storm? Not Captain America. I want him back as Johnny
on everybody's
Storm.
wish list. All right. HBO is going to have a series based on Cronenberg's movie Scanners. It's going to be not a remake. It's in the world of Scanners, from what I understand. So it's.
You say
are they going to call it Heads a Poppin'?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's HBO, I'm interested. They do pretty good shows.
It's a visceral thriller set in the mind-bending world of Cronenberg's films.
I'd be down for that.
I think that's the way to go. You know, HBO does a lot of good series, and this seems like the whole telekinetic thing. You could probably string out a pretty cool. And Scanners is a pretty obscure for modern audiences. I don't know.
I've only ever seen the first one. I never watched the other two.
Me neither. I think there's actually 3.
Yeah, I don't think
sequels?
I saw the other ones either.
4 follow-ups.
What? In Scanners?
And it's been dormant for 27 years. Scanners 2, New Order. Scanners 3, The Takeover. Scanner Cop. And Scanners The Showdown, a.k.a. Scanner Cop 2, The Showdown.
I think somebody sent me a copy of Scanner Cop. I don't think I realized that was in the Scanners universe.
You've got the whole
so bad it's
universe.
good.
Oh, interesting. Would that classify as a horror movie? I've been trying to find horror movies for So Bad It's Good to watch.
I don't know. Scanners certainly qualifies. It's got one of the most famous gore scenes of all time with that head popping.
Yeah, but it's not a bad movie.
No, it's a good movie.
Yeah. I'm talking for my stupid YouTube show.
Catch the one Samurai Scanner Taylor. That's a great one.
I'll check that
Old
out.
SNL reference for people who were alive when John Belushi was.
SNL, is that show no one gives a shit about?
Oh, yeah. That is a sinking ship right there. I hope this is the end of it. Enough.
The next piece of news is that a new Cloverfield movie is on the horizon, and they have found a director. It's what's his name? The guy who directed Under the Shadow. I'm gonna mess this name up. The back Aviary. Did you ever see Under the Shadow?
I don't think I did. I did see a shadow behind Jason.
I think it was that Iranian. I think it's Iranian or something like that. I thought you saw it.
Oh, the vampire movie.
No, not The Girl Walks Home Alone. This is Under the Shadow. Hunter, I think you saw this movie.
I might have.
I think I remember talking about it.
I don't even remember who my kids are.
Well, anyway, what do you think of another Cloverfield movie?
I'm in.
I
long as it's not
I
in
honestly
space.
wish we didn't even know it was coming. I like when they just drop it and it's like, oh shit. That's always cool.
It's got to be better than that last one. That last one that they dropped after the Super Bowl was not good.
Nope.
Was that the last one or was it 10 Cloverfield Lane?
No, it was that one.
The space one.
God, that was bad.
Yeah. Bring back
I
John
don't even
Goodman.
I don't even remember much about that one, to be honest. It's like completely left my memory.
Yeah, I mean that was the one where the guy's hand is like running around in the terrarium or something like that.
That's right. Oh, fuck.
Whatever. I'm back.
I'll wait for the trailer
Sort
to
of.
make my decision. Okay, the last piece of news in continuing the tradition of finding things for you to go see. Fathom Events has brought back even more movies to the theater. I don't know. You're going to have to look it up to see if these are playing near you. October 1st, they were showing The Mummy and Bride of Frankenstein. October 9th and 10th, they're showing Scream 2. And then October 23rd and 27th, Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's the 30th anniversary of that. It's the 25th anniversary of Scream 2. And then on the 25th, they're showing National Theater Live Frankenstein from 2011, which was a live stage production with Benedict Cumberbatch and Johnny Miller, which was supposedly very critically well received.
Man, 6-7 people are going to go see that.
Yeah. And then on the 29th, Creature from the Black Lagoon and Phantom of the Opera from 1943.
I'm down for that one. I'll go see that.
So,
I'll go
yeah.
see Creature anytime.
That was Fathom, huh? All right. I keep seeing in front of Barbarian, they played the trailer for Dawn of the Dead when it comes
Ooh.
back in October. So I actually think I might get the Regal Pass. I'm feeling the itch to get to the movies a lot more. And I
Feels
don't know that
so
I want to
much
pay
better.
$30 for the wife and I to go see Dawn of the Dead. But if it's included, why the hell not?
Yeah. Yep, I would get my Alamo Pass, but got a kid who works there.
You
It's
have
just
it.
as good. Yeah, that's my pass. We're going tomorrow night. Going to see Pearl. Can't wait.
Nice.
Ugh.
All right, that is all the news that's fit to print.
All right, how about the things that are fit to watch? Roll them.
We have such sights to show you.
Jason, do you feel like you have to sneeze or blow your nose or anything? Or do you think you can lead off?
I think I'm okay.
All right.
I think I'm okay. I'm gonna
see how this
start
goes.
with the big hitter. I watched, well, not all of it because it's kind of boring. I watched a Bad Ben Pandemic. So
where did you
good
see
news,
it?
The Bad Ben movies are on Tubi. I found it completely by accident. I think I did a search for found footage horror movies on my Fire TV just because I hadn't seen one in forever and I wanted to see if there's anything interesting.
Right.
And Bad Ben pops up. And it looks like all of them are on Tubi now. So they're actually watchable again. So
I've heard
Well, I wonder
bad
who's
things
like logging
about,
on to. Well, yeah. I wonder
I've
who's
heard
like
bad
paying
things about
$9.99 for that
Pandemic.
movie.
everything you've heard about Pandemic is true. So as best I can tell, oh, wow, there's 2 photos. Oh, this is pretty much what you see in the movie. That's his screen. But you know, and this, you also see this, him sitting at his computer. So all right, I appreciate what he did with his fans in this. He is my browser crashing? What the hell? He I guess wanted to include his fans, his viewers into one of the Bad Ben movies. It was the pandemic, so I guess he couldn't shoot, even though he shoots by himself in a house. I don't know why that
In
would
his house.
keep him from shooting a new Bad Ben movie, but so as best I can tell, looking at it, knowing nothing about it, he told a bunch of people on Facebook or something, hey, send me a video of you dealing with a ghost problem or something like that, and then I'll put it in the movie and react to it, and he kind of weaved his story out of it. The problem is the majority of what you're seeing is not him on the screen. It's non-actors like shooting something on their cell phones. And some of them are fun, some of them they do a good job, but it gets old fast and it just keeps going. So I had actually started Bad Ben Benign, but the way it started, I was like, I'm missing something here. I don't know what the hell's going on. So we went back and I kind of started skipping through Pandemic then, and I got to the end, and it's kind of a continuation. So I started Benign, but I didn't finish it yet. So Bad Ben Pandemic seems to continue the trend of skip every other Bad Ben. I don't know what that is or how he's maintained this trend across 9 movies, but he has done it.
9 movies.
Yeah.
Right? Wasn't Haunted Highway 7, and then was it Pandemic?
I have no idea.
And then Benign?
And for $9.99, you can join Bad Ben TV and watch them anytime you want. That was so dumb. By the way, Pandemic is unwatchable. I watched it all during the pandemic, and it was awful.
It's long, too. It's like an hour and 40, hour and 50 minutes. Like, it's long. There's no reason for that. But
yeah, it's a rough one.
It's hard to complain about the guy wanting to do something cool with his fans. It's just not being a part of that community, really. Just being an outsider to it. I didn't have the appreciation because I was like, oh, this is cool that you're doing, but I don't want to watch it. You know,
be like watching this show.
Right. Like, what idiot is sitting there? So, Bad Ben Pandemic 2.
You started Benign. Was it any good?
Oh my God, it's light years better. It is. I'm only halfway through. It is the most Bad Ben movie of all the Bad Ben movies. It is him walking from room to room swearing. He must walk in and out of the kitchen 30 goddamn times. I mean, I've seen him eat 3 times. I'm halfway through the movie.
That's what we want.
That's what I want. He swears so much in it. He keeps falling down all the time. So I'm loving the new one. It's so much better than Pandemic.
We got to start making movies.
Yeah, really. I could fall around up here and curse.
Just fall swear. Yeah. Walk around your house.
Do that all the time. Can you beat that, Jack?
No. I saw Bodies, the Pete Davidson joint. I enjoyed this movie, but you have to go in with a few things, knowing it is not so much a slasher movie as it is kind of a whodunit. But this is a Gen Z movie that is weird because it's like about Gen Zers. It's for Gen Zers, but it also makes fun of Gen Zers.
Yes.
So
it's really
not
what I expected.
It's a group of rich kids are having a hurricane party. The 2 girls get to the house just before the storm. One of them is new to the crowd. And then when the power goes out, or right before the power goes out, they decide to play a game, Bodies, which is like werewolf, which is basically a who's the killer kind of thing. But then things start to go sideways. And it turns into a murder mystery kind of thing where, like Agatha Christie, but from modern times kind of thing. And with a lot of comedy. The thing you have to, at least I had to deal with, is the characters are very unlikable. And so like for the first hour of the movie, I was getting a sense of like, okay, I don't know how much longer I can take this if it doesn't really pick up. But then it does pick up. And I really like the ending. So I enjoyed watching this movie. It's not so much. It's just don't go in thinking you're going into like a, Friday the 13th slasher movie. You're not. You're going into like a murder mystery.
This is A24 too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Pete Davidson is perfectly cast.
He is. Unlike the movie, the
annoying
romantic comedy with Kaylee Cuoco. Yes, he is annoying as shit.
Lee Pace.
I'm glad you liked it.
Did you like it? You liked it.
I liked it, yeah. Shockingly, I went in there like ready to hate it. It turned me around.
Lee
I'm looking
Pace
forward
is
to
in it.
watching it. I'm curious to see how a movie about Gen Zers can be entertaining for me. So I'm curious.
Because it's not what you think. That's the good part. So they do rag on themselves.
Yeah, the trailer gave that away when I saw it because the first half of the trailer, I was like, "Oh my god, kill me now!" And then the second half, I was like, "Wait a minute, are they making fun of them?" It seems like they're making fun of them.
Yeah, that's good. All right, Jason, I have a movie for you. It's a documentary. You can find it on Discovery Plus.
Okay,
It
I'm
is
listening.
called Shock Docs. So I guess it's shocking documentaries. The Visitors. And when I heard that this was a thing like a month ago, I made sure I put a Google notification on. I watched it the first day it was on. It's the story of Whitley Strieber and he who wrote Communion, and him going back now to the actual cabin where all those abductions were taking place in upstate New York or downstate, depending on what your
Okay.
opinion is of how New York State is divided. They do like a lot of rehashing of everything that went on. But they also interview other people that were in the cabin over the years and some of their experiences. And then they have like these interviews with his wife and talking. I'm like, wait a second, she died like years ago. So I don't know how long this documentary was in the making for, or if they were just pulling like some interviews she did somewhere else for some other doc. I have no idea. They do address the fact that she did die, and she still speaks to Whitley. You can, if you follow his Unknown Country website, sometimes she has messages from the beyond, and he transcribes them.
Of course. Beautiful.
But yeah, it was cool to see the actual cabin. There's new people that bought it recently over the last few years. You can see they put a giant pool in the backyard and everything. And Whitley never wanted to go back there. Has never been there since he left it in the 90s. So it's his reticence to going there, and I think it's in the book Transformation where he built like this stone circle where he was originally kind of like floated out and abducted, and he went and visited that and sat in it. And they had investigators. Oh, Jack, that guy that farmer knows who does the ghost
Belanger, Jeff Belanger.
Belanger was there, and this woman who does this show UFO Witness or something like that. So they were kind of like the hostess of the thing, but it was pretty cool. Willie Strieber fascinates the hell out of me because this is like a super talented writer who has something happened to him, whether real or imagined, that has just totally, I don't know if it's wrecked his life. It definitely put in another place.
I've never even heard of this show, and it looks like it's on its third season.
Well, this is just an hour and a half documentary. So I think they do other documentaries on different topics, but this is the one on Whitley Strieber. So you got to see The Visitors.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It looks like it's 18 separate documentaries in a series.
Yeah,
which is interesting. Yeah, Betty and
it
Barney
was
Hill,
well done too.
Travis Walton's one.
Oh,
yeah.
Are they all alien stuff?
It looks like this season is. I don't know about the other seasons.
Oh,
Exorcism, Ed Gein. Wow, I've never heard of this.
Game. That's got to be a fun one.
Yeah.
Check out my furniture palace. Guess what everything's made of?
Lampshades.
People skin rugs.
Oh, Jesus. All right. I watched a movie called Yellowbrickroad, which
I'm so glad you watched this. I can't wait to hear. I almost watched this week. Please go on.
What the hell is
this? This is one that had popped up for me many times. I think more when it came out, 2010. And I just never watched it. And I just decided, you know what? I want to watch this shit. So it's about a crew that's making it's a guy who's writing a book, and he takes a crew with him to this town where in the 40s, I think, all the townspeople got up, walked along this trail in the woods, and either disappeared or they all were murdered by each other, and only one guy survived. So this crew goes to this town to try to find the trail. And then they, obviously they find it, and they go out in the woods and start following it, and weird shit starts to happen to them. This is a very... Sorry?
True story?
Yeah, definitely true. This is a really interesting movie for a callback to my old Final Guys reviews. This is the kind of small horror movie I like, where they can just do weird shit because it was never meant to be released in the theater. It's strange. It's out there. I couldn't even tell you exactly what happened in parts of it, but I dug it. It definitely had some financial constraints, and I would have liked... Oh, yeah, I probably shouldn't show some of this if Jack's going to watch it. I would have liked the picture to be a little clearer at times, but a fun, small movie that I thoroughly enjoyed. Didn't love it, but I enjoyed it.
Supposedly, they re-released this movie with better special effects or something recently.
Oh, I watched this on... I think this was also on Tubi, actually, weirdly enough. I don't remember the special effects being great or bad, so maybe that's what I saw. I don't know. It didn't stand out either way.
Tubi and Plex for free, and you can pay a lot of other places. So to Tubi you go.
Yeah, very nice.
You gonna watch it now, Jack?
I am going to watch it at some point. Maybe
you're gonna sing "Goodbye Yellow Brick Road" the whole time.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right.
Oh,
it's just us. Let's tell everyone shit that Jason doesn't want the world to know.
He smells like poopy. I watched this movie called The Aviary. Aviary.
Like Avery, the kid next door?
Avery Shriver. The Aviary. Which I watched the trailer for a while back and almost pay-per-viewed it, but I was like, I don't trust this enough to pay to watch it. And then the other day it was on Hulu. I was like, oh, I'll watch that. This is a movie about two women who are in the New Mexico desert fleeing a cult.
It's got Malin Ackerman. I love her.
Malin Ackerman, Eli Roth's wife from Green Inferno and Knock Knock.
Lorenza.
And then, do you know the guy? He's the guy from the Mindy Project. He was Mindy's boyfriend, and he's in Sharp Objects on HBO. He's in a bunch of other stuff.
Never watched either of those, but I'm sure he'll look familiar.
If you recognize him, I forget. His name is Chris Messina. He's the cult leader guy.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie is basically these two girls, trying to get away from the cult. They've got some water and some food, enough for like 3 or 4 days. And as they're making their way, they're starting to get mixed up and confused. And so there's a lot of like, can they trust each other? Can they trust themselves? Is what they're seeing sometimes real or not? What's in their mind and what's not? Who's controlling their mind and not? So there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on in it.
Mm-hmm.
Your reaction to Malin Ackerman cracks me up because my attitude is she is not very good in anything she's in.
All right. Stop right there. I want you to watch the
Watchmen.
Heartbreak Kid. I saw Watchmen. Heartbreak Kid, 1.5-hour movie with Ben Stiller.
I will never watch that movie now that you said that.
It's the Farrelly brothers.
I want to watch it. I like the Farrelly brothers, but because of you, I will never watch that movie.
Do you want to see Malin Ackerman riding Ben Stiller?
I got that in Watchmen on the owl ship.
Telling him to cock her and fuck her like a black guy.
All right, I'll watch it. Fine.
Dude, you're going to love it. Trust me. Cock me.
Did you see Couples Resort?
Yes, I did. I've seen a lot of...
The Circle of Life is circling me.
Final Girls. Come on.
Yeah, she's not good in that.
She's supposed to be a not good actress, and I think she did very well.
She nails it. I'll say this:
Oh.
it's a halfway decent movie. I'm really glad I didn't pay-per-view it. If I pay-per-viewed it, I would have thought less of it. But because I watched it on Hulu, it like got me through the night. I would not write home about this movie because I
Did you like go into that movie going the aviary? I hope I can say it's for the birds.
it's for the birds.
That was my hope all along. But they foiled you. Malin Ackerman and her greatness spilled out onto the screen.
The other girl, Lorenzo Izzo, Frank
Yeah.
Izzo.
Frank Rizzo.
Where's she been? I mean, look at Ana de Armas from Knock Knock is like the queen of the world now.
Yeah.
She's doing the Aviary.
Eli is keeping
That's
her
cuckoo.
under wraps.
That's true.
It is. She's a pretty
She's good.
girl.
She's good at it. Everybody does fine. Like I said, it's Hulu is the right place for it. If you're looking for something to watch.
Hey, you know what though? This is the first year we're starting to say there's like decent stuff to watch on Hulu.
Yeah, that movie, The Cursed, I watched on Hulu is one of the best movies I've watched all year. So
see, we used to crap on Hulu. That was worth movies went to die.
Yeah.
Look, he's back. All right. My turn. We vamped enough. This was going to be real quick. This is an in and out. I missed Final Guys 2 weeks ago because I had tickets to see Friday the 13th 3D in 3D at the Alamo. Dude, I would miss my own funeral to go see that because I never saw it in the theater. So it was in a packed theater, but it was a small one. I will tell you, everyone in there was grossly overweight. Just about all the guys. Every guy was round and bald. It was so weird. I'm like, is this a convention in here? Look, everyone knows this movie as this is the movie where Jason gets the hockey mask. Thanks to, idiot jokester Shelley. I love this movie. It's not my favorite of all the Friday the 13th, but it's still a lot of fun. A lot of pretty girls, a couple of good looking guys for you girls. The 3D. So now this is like Jack, when we saw Jaws remastered into 3D, seamless, beautiful.
unbelievable.
This, even though I had like the new kind of glasses,
it was in 3D?
It was in 3D.
Oh, you bastard. I'm so jealous.
Yes, I got the last ticket. So this still gave me a headache. Like it was like the old time 3D glasses. So I guess it's maybe the way they shot it. And this wasn't the greatest print of all time. And really the only thing in 3D that really stuck out was the credits. So when the credits would come up in the front, you were like, I saw people like doing this and swiping at the air like monkeys. The rest of the 3D, the chain fist through the window and stuff like that, it really didn't do much. Didn't add much texture or anything like that, but it did give me a blinding headache. So, but I had a great time. I walked out of there. I was a happy little boy.
That was one of the most fun I ever had in a movie theater. Seeing a movie was that movie.
Friday the 13th Part 3?
Yeah, everybody was going crazy in my theater.
Oh, yeah. There were like 3 fat bald guys wearing Jason masks the entire movie.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Yeah, there were like 2 women in the whole thing. It was definite sausage party.
So, do you come here often? I made a hockey mac myself.
We'll see her breasts in 5 more minutes. Stay tuned.
You are 3 delightful.
Oh my God.
That's not butter on my popcorn, so be careful.
Very nice. I actually got one more movie in this week.
Wow.
It's unbelievable.
Slow
I
week.
finally watched a movie Chad recommended a long time ago called The Shout from 1978. This is weird as shit. And I'm not sure if this was done by a genius or an imbecile. I really liked it, but I don't know what happened. it's one of those where it's like, if you're okay with the end happening and you're like, what? But what? Then you might dig this. If you hate that, you're gonna hate this. But it's some really cool stuff in it. It's just basically this guy and his wife live in a small town. He's a musician, and this weird dude shows up and is like, "Hey, I want to have lunch with you and your wife." And he just starts imposing on them massively, like spending the night, showing up. Like it gets real weird. And the guy tells him, I stayed with this, I don't know, was it a witch doctor or some kind of tribe or something? And they taught him how to do this shout that if he does it, anyone that hears it dies. And it just gets weirder from there.
Wow.
So fun movie, weird movie, confusing movie. John
Great
Hurt
cast.
is great as always. And this woman who plays his wife, you want to talk
Susanna
about
York.
someone who has no fear of being naked? Yes, Susanna York.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, is this woman naked in this movie?
She like Jennifer Jason Leigh level.
Yeah, maybe more.
Wow.
She's very naked for a lot of this. So, yeah, this is one that I don't know. This would probably be hard for me to recommend to certain people, but if you like bizarre stuff that confuses you, you're gonna dig this
Yeah.
movie. And it is shot really well. It looks great. My only complaint is the dialogue of the antagonist is extremely difficult to hear. I think part of it is they record it in these small English homes, and maybe the way his voice was too, kind of a deeper voice. I really struggled to understand him several times in the movie. But otherwise,
bring me a strawberry.
there were a couple times he was talking. I was like, "What?" So fun movie though.
Strawberry.
Cut down
All
the
right.
largest tree with a herring.
So I went to watch what's the Johnny Depp movie you watched last week?
Rear
The Ninth
window.
Gate.
Right.
Ninth
I
Gate.
think
And my thing told me that I could see it for free on the Roku channel. So I went over to my Roku channel, logged in, and it wouldn't come up. It's like, what the hell is going on? So something's wrong in the listings. And I don't know if I could find it to pay for or not, but I was like, I was kind of looking forward to not paying for a movie tonight. So I said, what else is there? And I remembered another movie I have not seen in a really long time. And I don't even know if I saw the whole thing when I did see it, that Mr. Hunter Shea mentioned on Twitter the other day, The Dark Half. So I watched that. This is Timothy Hutton. It's a Stephen King story directed by George Romero. What year is this? 1993. I don't think I saw this whole movie. I think I saw part of it. And man, I've said this before. All the Stephen King adaptations from back then look like TV movies.
Yeah. This is a long
they're-
movie, if I remember.
they're as good as TV movies for the most part too.
Yeah, this one, I enjoyed this one though. I'm glad I saw it because I haven't read the book naturally, but there are so many bad Stephen King adaptations that I watched this. Timothy Hutton is great. He plays two roles. He plays this writer, and then he plays this writer's like evil alter ego who he used to write under a different pen name. And then when he's like retiring the pen name, he symbolically kills the character, and then the grave of the character, produces his doppelganger essentially. And he's awesome as the John Travolta in Grease looking doppelganger. I didn't realize George Romero directed it. And you could feel it in some of the special effects and things. It's one of his better works, I'd say.
And
It's
nobody
a little-
ever really associates him with that movie.
It's more polished. It's got more of a creep show level to it than a lot of his other stuff.
Yeah. Definitely some more money in this.
Yeah. There's some great 90s level gore that happens in this, and some 90s special effects. So I thought this was pretty good. I think definitely worth a watch. It's I don't hear it mentioned enough when people are talking about Stephen King adaptations. This is definitely in the you should watch it pile.
If you're a
I
writer,
haven't-
you're gonna like this.
Yeah, I was going to just say I'm not a novelist, so it didn't hit quite as hard for me as maybe it would for you guys.
Yeah, that's why I like
Yeah.
it.
I think the book is great. I think the movie's pretty good. Like, it's pretty good. It's not one I go back to.
Yeah.
It's all right. I think when adapting it, there's a lot of the weird dialogue Stephen King wrote at the time where he'd always put these like bizarre catchphrases like he'd have his characters say all the time.
Mhm.
And I feel like the good adaptations take that stupid shit out, and this one did not. So occasionally Timothy Hutton's saying lines that are like, what the fuck? Like, what are you saying?
I know.
Horror
Better
fan
read
collector.
than said.
Horror fan collector in the chat said not Romero's greatest film. Yeah, I don't think anybody
Well-
in this podcast is saying that.
No.
Yeah, no, we know
Not
that.
even close. I think
We all know his best film is Diary of the Dead.
Of course. Of course.
No, the amusement park. Now that we've seen that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Of course, Tim liked it. It's not even a goddamn movie.
I've now watched it twice. It was on one day and I was just too lazy to change the channel. I'm like, maybe I missed something. I'm like, no.
what are you doing?
What?
a
Why would
church
you watch
movie.
that again?
I don't know.
It's
How
an
hard
old
is
guy.
it to take a remote control and change the channel?
He made it for the Lutherans. I converted to Lutheranism 20 years ago for a little while. Maybe this can reconnect me. No, it didn't. But
That
it is
movie will make
sad.
you an atheist.
It's a sad movie. It's very sad. Oh, especially for Jack and I, who are so close to being that guy.
Young Michael Rooker in Dark Half. That was kind of cool.
Yes.
As a good guy.
I actually forgot about that.
Hard.
Alan
hard.
Pangborn.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I guess same character that Ed Harris plays in Needful Things.
Yep. Cool character.
All right.
So
I'm gonna.
thanks for the suggestion on Twitter.
You're welcome. I'm going to come up with my favorite title. My wife wanted to watch this. She put this on the watch list. It's called 12 Feet Day. 12. I keep saying down. 12 Feet Deep Trapped Sisters.
What?
That's the name of the movie. 12 Feet Deep Trapped Sisters. And
Good title.
that's literally what this movie is about. So there's this girl, and she's swimming in this public pool. The manager in charge of the pool is Tobin Bell. So you think,
Okay.
oh, is he going to do something like really, fuck her up in the pool? She's met by her sister Jonna. I think the girl, Jonna. Jonna is has a shady past. She's 3 months clean after being a drug addict, and obviously these two sisters have a lot to work out. So, but they were both swimmers, I guess, at one time. So the good sister convinces the former drug addict to join her in the pool, and they start like working out some of their shit. One of their the girl's engagement ring goes missing, and they're trying to find it, and it's in like the grating at the bottom of the pool. So as they keep going down to try to get the ring, Tobin Bell, who just wants to go to hell home because it's a holiday weekend, just hits the button to close the fiberglass top on the pool.
Knowing they're in there?
He from his angle, he couldn't see them. I don't know how that was
Okay.
possible. And this is a giant Olympic-sized pool, and those things go over really slowly. So how you manage to get trapped, I don't know. It's beyond me. But yeah, so they're trapped, and the deep part of the pool is 12 feet, and they can't get out of this thing. And of course, the good sister has diabetes. So
There's
she has
some
no
quick road
access.
that.
Wilfred Brimley saves him at the end, jumps in the pool
Yeah,
with the
she has
cocoon
no
things.
access to her insulin. The water is getting cold. But luckily for them, there's a woman there on a work release program who is an ex-convict who was fired by Bell for stealing from someone's purse, but told to still stay on and work out the day. So she's there, and she proceeds to mind fuck the girls while they're trapped in the water. And meanwhile, the girls are fighting with each other. They're a mix of fighting and loving each other. Hey, Jack disappeared. He can't take it anymore. So this sounds like a big pile of crap, right?
Yeah.
It's actually not that bad. It's one of the girls is from The Descent. So
I thought I recognized her.
this
Yeah, me
movie
too.
is 16 years later. I don't know what she's doing. She looks like she's about 21 in this movie.
With all the
Which is- I don't
laps in
know
that
how she-
Olympic pool.
It must be, man. I got to get to swimming soon. But for something that's like the title is dumb, the whole premise seems dumb, but it's actually kind of cool. It's not, I don't know. It's kind of a horror movie. There are some crazy things that happen in it, but it's more like this little family drama in the water. But hey, that's your thing. Go for it.
How do you stretch that idea to an hour and a half?
That was my question in the very beginning. I'm like, oh, they were trapped within like 5 minutes. I'm like,
Do they do
Oh.
flashbacks and stuff?
no, they do not. So it's a lot of their interplay working their stuff out, and then it's a lot of the ex-con going back and forth and doing different things to mess with them. So I mean,
Okay.
I've seen far worse.
I'm shocked that that's a full length movie. That sounds like a short.
I love our
You'd think.
reviews. Our reviews are, I've seen worst. It got me through the night. Whatever.
It's not
Look,
George
you either blow
Romero's
my balls
worst
off.
movie.
It's the most honest review show in the world. It's like, yeah, it's all right, whatever. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
That title says it all. I will give it that.
Yeah.
Once you read the title, you know what you're in for. So whatever. Are we all done with curation?
Yes.
Thank heavens. Let's get down into the sub basement and talk about Barbarian.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
You have to have a favorite. What comes to mind?
I normally don't give warnings, but in this case, I'm going to say if you have not seen this movie and you're thinking, I saw The Coming Attraction, I know what happens, don't listen to this. Come back later and go watch the movie. Because even if you saw The Coming Attraction, you don't know what this movie's about. So,
And you don't
that's-
want to get spoiled. This movie is not like Malignant plot wise, but it is like Malignant in your reaction to it is like, I didn't see that coming.
Right. So walk away.
I went in completely blind. I knew zero about this movie, and it really helped my enjoyment watching it.
You didn't even see A Coming Attraction?
Nope. I'm not joking.
Oh.
I had literally never heard of this till it came out in the theaters.
Lucky.
Lucky.
Well, that's right, because you haven't been going to the movies. So, because they were playing The Coming Attraction like 2 times I went to the movies. And thanks for mentioning Malignant. I got to order that right now. All right, Jack. Do you want to explain this movie without going too deep? Don't go 12 feet deep.
Well, when before you threw it over to me, I was going to say exactly what you said. I was like, this is a movie you should not know anything about. I don't want to synopsize it. So I'll just tell you the trailer. A girl has rented a B&B, Airbnb. She gets there late at night, can't find the key. Somebody opens the door. Bill Skarsgård is a guy. He's like, I've already rented this place. It's like the middle of the night. And so then he invites her in, and you're kind of like leery of what she's getting herself into. And there might be something going on in the basement. That's like all they kind of allude to.
Should we just say if we all like it or not, and then just go right into spoilers?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like that's as
yeah.
much as you see in the trailer. And from there, I'll go first. I have not had this much fun watching a movie all year. This was an absolute delight. I did not know what was coming. It unfolded. I enjoyed it. I don't listen to anything else. Go see it.
All right. That's a so-so endorsement, Jason.
I love this movie. I had no clue where it was going at any given point, which I thoroughly enjoyed. If you have never heard of this or read anything or watched a review on YouTube or something, this movie is unpredictable. Like, you just have absolutely no clue where it's going at any point in the movie. It really was until the end when I could pick out one thing. I thought this was a lot of fun. I was in. I was in from like the second frame. Just the build up at the beginning. I was like, oh, I think I'm going to like this movie. This is pretty cool setup. So I loved it. Definitely going to make my top list of the year. There's just no way it wouldn't.
Oh, hell yeah. It has to. Look, I kind of wanted to see it from the coming attraction. And a few people I really trust was like, dude, you're going to love this movie. I'm not telling you anything about it. And I said, all right. And man, this was the second most fun I've had at the movies all year. And that's saying something because look, X is still my favorite movie of the year. I'm sticking with X. But this was a blast. It's just a whole shit ton of fun. And it cured me of my breastfeeding fascination. So I'm out. No more. But yeah, that's 3. I mean, if you're a horror fan, if this doesn't make your top 5 list, check your card in.
Yeah. All right. Sure. 3 recommends. Extra long.
That's a spoiler. I was going to say that's long. Jeez.
I said it when I teased this episode. I said we are going to ring the spoiler bell hard. Get out now.
Should have brought a gong.
Okay, are they gone? Okay,
yeah,
that's all the warnings.
The kids are out.
So,
all right, who's leading this off?
Let's walk through this movie.
Shall we?
Let's start with the first act. I forget the girl's name. But the actress is Georgiana Campbell. She pulls up. Skarsgård, Pennywise.
Yeah.
Opens the door. He invites her in, and they play this game where the movie is messing with you as to, can you trust Bill Skarsgård? Is he the problem? Is this a haunted house? Is this a people under the stairs? What the hell's going on in this apartment? And you're like, every time I start to trust Bill Skarsgård, I'm like, no, the movie wants me to trust him. He's the bad guy. And they
well,
do
because his eyes, he looks shifty, right?
Well, and it's genius casting. His look, he was just in It, and those movies were huge. Whatever you think of them, those movies were gigantic. So he just it automatically imprints in your brain. This guy is not right.
Yeah, this is like Boris Karloff playing. You know what I mean? Back in the day.
Would you like to see my basement?
And I mean, they do some great things. Like, I know you wouldn't want any wine if I didn't open it in front of you. So I'm going to open it in front of you. And I'm thinking, that's because you poisoned the glass, man.
Right. You with your bug eyes.
And he's huge too. Like, that also helps. He's got to be 6'4", 6'5". He's a big guy.
And then when they go to bed, you see like the door close on its own. You're like, ghosts.
Right. Because you don't know what you're in for here.
Her door opens up in the middle of the night. There's footsteps. Skarsgård's talking in his sleep. This movie is playing us like fiddles. And then she goes down into the basement. And she finds the secret door. And she finds the hallway. And then she finds the room with the bloody handprint and the gross mattress and the video camera.
But don't forget, when she first saw that password, she was like, hell no.
Yeah.
Like, they had to find a way to get her to want to go in there.
Yes. What was going through your minds like throughout this whole first act.
I was afraid it was going into torture porn
Yeah.
category, and I was like, oh fuck.
I actually thought that too. I said it's maybe not Skarsgård because he seems too on the nose.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like helping out or something, but she's gonna be trapped down there and just like, yeah, torture porn. That's Barbarian.
That's what I thought from the
think of.
trailer. I thought, oh, this is Hostel 3, 4, 5, whatever.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I wasn't super excited at that moment. I mean, I love a good snuff, like a movie about snuff films. I think that's an underappreciated category, but I was like, oh, this might get a little intense.
I was enjoying though the tension of is he or isn't he bad?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yes.
once first of all, the whole door thing. Is it then when the door closes and locks her, or is it later?
It's then because she's by herself.
That was the only thing I was wondering throughout the whole thing, is because there's no lock on the inside of that door, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how
could she get out?
How did the people, we're in spoilers anyway, how'd the bad guys get up through the door later?
That's a good question. Unless there's a mechanism that was installed in that.
Yeah, that's what I said to myself. Like, they know how to get the door open. Anyway,
what's his name? Break setup.
So they have this great tension between the two of them. Then she goes down to go into the hallway. And I love that they dealt with how she was going to light it. She ends up using a mirror to
cool.
light.
With the natural
sunlight.
Like
that that's like any one of us would be trying to jerry rig something, with milk crates and wicker baskets and anything else you can find in an old basement.
True.
No. I find that door and that camera and the bloody handprint, I'm breaking that window and climbing the fuck out. There is no...
Yeah.
I'm not checking anything else out. I'm gone.
I'm going to run so hard into the door that it's going to be like an old comedy. You're going to see like my body imprint in the door.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not trying to talk Skarsgård into coming with me. Nothing. I'm gone.
Now, I want to say this is now part of what I'm going to call the Detroit trio, where the crumbling suburbs of Detroit make an excellent... It's a character unto its own. So we've got now Barbarian, It Follows, and Don't Breathe. Those are your three.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I'm in Detroit movies. Anything can happen.
So the director of this movie, I forget what they call it. I'll call it a sizzle reel, but it's something like that. The proof of concept of this movie is he goes through the neighborhood in Detroit that this is supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And then he's playing like a girl doing a phone call. Like, I'm calling because I think something bad's happening. I think somebody's in the house. And then they show some clips from other movies to kind of show what they want to do, but they show the real neighborhood. Then I was listening to a podcast, I think it was, or something on YouTube, and they're saying they filmed this in some other country and they built that whole neighborhood.
What? You could have filmed it for 40 cents in Detroit.
They had to because you see the houses when they're all fixed up.
Yeah.
Well, that you could CG, but I mean, Detroit, they need the freaking money for you to go there and shoot. I guess they're too afraid, which maybe I don't blame them.
Amazing. So then Skarsgård goes into the tunnels. She comes back down to get him out of there, and he's so far down. There's another door and there's another stairway that goes down. At that point, peace out. He's better off with me calling the cops.
Yeah.
But
I'm like,
again,
I don't know him that much.
You are still like, is Skarsgård in on this or not? We are still playing that card. She finally goes down to get him. Something is down there that he says bit him. And then this movie kicks into overdrive.
That was a great jump scare, by the way.
A mutant thing just pummels his head into the side of the wall. And in, the tradition of Drew Barrymore, Psycho, the person you thought was going to be a main character dying early, Skarsgård is taken off the board.
Goodbye.
And we cut to California And Justin Long driving the Pacific Coast Highway, singing a song and talking and getting a phone call from his agent. And I think this is the moment where everybody is like, what the living hell is going on in this movie?
Did they change the reel? Is this another movie?
Yeah. It felt like an anthology. Every time it cut to a different story, it felt like an anthology. It was like, what the hell? Is that
Yeah,
story over?
right.
What's happening?
And don't forget, Justin Long, his agent calls because Long has been accused of some improprieties with the female lead on whatever show he's on. So he's about to lose his show and his career and his reputation.
Yeah, so he's trying to do damage control. And it turns out he's got a piece of property in Michigan, in Detroit, that he's got to unload. So he gets on a plane against his better judgment, or his agent's better judgment, whatever, and goes to Detroit because he owns that house. Calls the
only
Airbnb
good
place
house on the block.
And the Airbnb place is awful. They only clean up after the people check out or something like that. Whatever, like that. They haven't even cleaned the place up.
Before the next guest.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that whole thing is brilliant because you're wondering in the first part, what psychopath owns this house and has set this up? And it turns out it's just a comedy of errors. Like why Justin Long's dipshit character would buy this property as an investment in the first place is hilarious. And then the company that runs it for him is completely incompetent. They have the phone numbers all fucked up. They're listing it on multiple websites. Like the whole thing is hysterical. So it's the setup is like this crazy saw house, this crazy hostel house. And it's nothing like that.
And you're right, as far as suspension of disbelief, like nobody would believe that you would buy that piece of property as an investment because it's in such a bad place. But then when you meet Justin Long, you're like, oh, actually, this guy might.
This guy's such an idiot.
Yeah, total moron. And he's innocent.
So when he gets to Michigan, he goes out to a bar with his buddy. And that's when we learn a little bit more about he did sleep with the girl and he is kind of a sleazebag. So, and we were talking about Justin Long last week. He plays the kind of lovable, kind of douchebag guy so well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This guy's a treasure.
He finally looks a little older. He finally aged. Yeah,
he now looks like he's in his 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's almost 50 probably, but he's getting there.
He's so good in this. He's so good at playing like the lovable dipshit. Maybe he's sleazy, maybe he's not, maybe he's just a dipshit. I don't know.
Right.
He's really, really good at that. And for some reason it clicked. I was thinking this dude would be a great Lance if I ever got the Hunger series made. It's just like this bumbling dumbass. I was like, oh my God, he would be so good.
He would be. Oh my God.
One of the great things he does is a lot of his acting is against somebody on the other line of the phone that you like can't hear.
True.
Right.
Yeah, he's by himself most of the movie.
Cast-wise, it's a small movie.
He gets to the house. There's somebody's car parked there. It's the girl. And he's like, what the hell? Why is all this stuff here? Whatever. And
he swears so much. Oh, yeah, I kept thinking, this guy, he talks like me. What the fuck? Whose shit is this? What the fuck is going on here?
So you were just like, I swear, now I'm watching this movie with this big smile on my face. I think there was 3 of us in this theater. I'm sitting in the dead center of this place with this big stupid grin on my face, eating peanut M&Ms. And then he finds the tunnel because the door's still open from when the girl went in.
Yes.
And he sees the torture video room. And what does he do? The best thing in the whole movie for me.
Yes.
He gets a friggin' tape measure out and starts measuring the extra square footage that he will be able to charge when putting this house on the market.
Ignoring all the warning signs.
I thought that was the best shot in the movie when he starts measuring that room. But then when he finds the next set of stairs and starts measuring those, I was like, that's even better. And then when he finds the giant cages and starts measuring those, I was like, oh my God.
He's like, what the hell are these?
He's so dumb and desperate, and he needs money to pay his legal bills. just plodding forward like a fucking idiot.
Oh, great stuff.
So then, almost like in Jaws, when the fishing reel starts to go, "Ee, what the wheel, Chief?" He's measuring, the tape measure goes off into the dark, and suddenly it starts to pull like it's caught a swordfish. Again,
Yep.
this is just brilliant stuff. And now he's getting chased around by the mutant thing that's down there. He ends up in a cave with our heroine, our
Yes.
first girl.
Who's still
And
alive?
she's like, be quiet, be quiet. And this mutant woman with scary jugs has them in
Giant
this
jugs.
pit and wants to breastfeed them and mother them. And the girl
I
is
liked her
playing along.
breastfeeding room.
The girl's playing along, and she's telling Justin Long to shut up and go along with it so they don't die.
Just think how much milk she's had in the time she's been down there.
I just kept thinking about what did this place smell like?
Terrible. Terrible.
It's quite a scene.
This is when we jump back, right?
Yeah, so let's say we are now in a tunnel with a big mutant woman who wants to mother her imprisoned people. Justin Long got bit, I think, or he hurts himself somehow. So he gets stabbed.
I don't remember now.
I don't remember what happened to him, but
I think he hurts himself with the knife by accident or something like that. Anyway, so now once again we are in Code Red. You're like, whoa, my God, amped up, amped up. And as you just said, Hunter, we jump back.
Here comes
again.
another movie.
And now we're in the 80s. And we follow this guy from a hardware store where he's buying a bunch of stuff. And then he follows this girl home, puts on some coveralls, knocks at her door, says he's like with the water company or something like that. And he needs to come in and check some things. And he basically goes in the bathroom, unlocks her window, so that he can come back later and kidnap her. Where we go back to the house now in the 80s, and the neighborhood is very nice, manicured lawns. And one of his neighbors is like, yeah, I'm going to move before it's too late, kind of thing. Meanwhile, this guy has a shovel.
This guy is Richard Brake, by the way.
That's right.
It took me a moment to realize because he looks far too normal for him. But yeah,
great casting again, because he's creepy mofo.
Yeah.
So it turns out this guy dug the tunnels underneath this house and created this. It's funny you mentioned "Don't Breathe." A lot of weird sexual stuff going on in the underground of Michigan. He's basically capturing women, impregnating them, then they raise their offspring, and then he impregnates the offspring. And so he's just like Jamie Lannister times 1,000. Like he's just mating and inbreeding. So they use the term copies of copies when you get to how inbred they are by 2022. Which I don't know. I didn't do the math. I don't know how many generations you could actually get from the 80s
depends how young you start.
Yeah.
So gross.
But again, what were your thoughts when they jumped? What are your thoughts on the Justin Long in the cavern with the tape measure, and then we'll get to the
hysterical, absolutely hysterical, and you knew he was going to be caught because he's just too dumb not to get caught. But
that might be the best section of the movie when Justin Long's going through the house. I mean, that shit is so goddamn funny.
And kind of creepy too, because you keep waiting for something to happen, so it's suspenseful.
Yeah.
And I'll jump ahead a little bit. I love this movie. You guys love this movie. the story isn't all that different from other stuff we've seen.
Yeah.
It's, but the way they tell this story is so brilliant that's what makes it. It's kind of like when we say, I'm tired of vampires and zombies unless you do something fresh with them.
Right.
This is like horror movies in general. It's like you can take the same, crawl space horror, whatever Tim Meyer would call this, or mutant horror.
He probably wouldn't like this movie. It's too good.
The way that they tell this movie chronologically, and the way that they just hold their cards and when they choose to show them, it's just absolutely brilliant. And that's why I'm just praying that people are not getting spoiled.
And those hard cuts make it uneasy for the viewer and interesting. It's like, what? Where are we going now? How many times is this going to happen?
So
you're going to go all the way to the end here?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not.
This is the most
I don't
we
think
ever dissected a movie.
Yeah, I don't think we need to talk about it for an hour.
Well, we go back to the tunnels. Justin Long gets away, finds this other room, and he finds Richard Brake laying in a bed, bed bound.
That's the one scene I did not like.
He puts in a videotape and sees what a monster Richard Brake is, because it's basically like all of his conquests on videotape. And I bet that it hit a little close to home for him because, of his shadiness.
Right. But how Brake, why does he choose that moment to blow his brains out?
I guess because he couldn't move.
Yeah, that part I was like, I don't know what happened here. Did something hit the cutting room floor that maybe explains this a little bit better? That was my only thing.
I just thought maybe he just was in so much pain from being old and decrepit that he was like,
I am too.
Time to check out. If I had the means.
Oh God, don't come up in the attic then. There's a gun up here.
So now there was a person earlier in the movie, like a homeless guy who was running at the door, and the girl got scared, ran inside just in time. That guy turns out to be, he was looking out for her. He knows how dangerous the house is. He gets her out of there and says, "You got to go." She's like, "No, I got to go back in." He's like, "Well, if I'm getting out of here before sundown, I'll be at the water tower or whatever." So she gets Justin Long, and they get out and go to the water tower. And the guy's like,
let me just mention when he's telling me, he goes, "There's things worse than her down there," which got me excited.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a letdown now that you say that. I forgot about that.
Like, yeah, when we get to the very end, I'll explain why that. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And one of the great moments of the movie, because he's like, "Don't worry, we'll be safe here. I've been here for years." And then Muto comes through the friggin' wall. And
like the Kool-Aid man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And just freaking tears his arm off. It's awesome.
Yeah. Not just a scary naked lady with scary boobs. Crazy strength.
It's like Malignant level action now. You're like, okay, here we go.
Be cool if like her underboob had faces.
Now, there is a glimmer of hope throughout this movie that Justin Long's going to get a redemption arc, right?
Yes.
So they go up to the top of the water tower, and that goes right down the drain, because once he realizes that they're screwed up there, he pushes the other girl off of the water tower. Muto jumps off the water tower to save
her baby.
And
somehow in midair, they turn around.
Yeah. And then Justin Long goes down there. He's a scumbag. And then he gets it. How exactly does he get it?
She
the
puts her thumbs in his eyes and then rips his skull.
Easily done.
Then our heroine takes the gun, and Muto is trying to baby her, and she's like, "Oh, this is really sad and stuff, but you got to go." Pops her, puts her out of her misery.
Yeah, and walks away.
And oh, now the other thing is, at one point, she calls the cops. The cops come, and she looks like a homeless person or a
Looks like one of the
crackhead,
houses.
and they dismiss her and leave.
Yeah.
So that was the other thing. So
Defund the police.
what were your thoughts there about the there's worse things under there?
Well, see, that's what I was waiting for, because when she kills the mom, I'm waiting for these generations of mutants. I wanted to see them come out of the dark and just swarm that girl. And that's the end, like one of those hard, like, boom, ended.
I expected that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping it was going to be some freak down there. And it was like,
Alaka's in the chat. We should have had
Yes.
him on for this one. Damn it.
If we only knew.
He should come on next week for Pearl.
I'm glad everybody's doing this movie though, because it's so good.
It's so
like this
much
to me.
fun.
This
I
is
don't know anyone who doesn't
storytelling.
like it.
Like this is beyond what we usually get in horror movies. This is like just the pacing and the setups and the way they got you thinking it was this and then it was that. It's all done masterfully. It really, really is.
And there's a great use of humor to relieve tension, to entertain you, but it's not a horror. It's not a comedy, but it's hilarious at points. When she bursts through the wall and tears his arm out, the tape measure. Meanwhile, again, go back to the first third of this movie, and it's this tension about, can you trust Bill Skarsgård? And by the end of it, you've got mutants jumping off water towers.
So even when they're in the empty building, warehouse, whatever the hell that is, before she busts through the wall, Justin Long gives a little speech about how he needs to atone.
Yeah.
Maybe he did something. And you're like, oh, wow, he's admitting it. He's going to try to do the right thing here. And then 2 minutes later, he's throwing her off the tower.
Yeah, at one point he says, am I a bad person or just a good person who did a bad thing?
Right.
Yeah.
It's right after that. He's been just killing her. Oh, that's so great.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. I trying to say that celebrities don't mean what they say. I don't know. Hard to believe.
Locke says he's in for Pearl next week.
Then you're in.
Guess I need to go see Pearl. Shit.
You got to go to the movie theater.
Pearl, because
Jason.
Pearl's another one to talk about.
And you'll all want to be here next week because we're going to have a big time producer. If he'll really do it, we'll pay you in beer. I'll send. Do you got Drizzly over there? Let me activate.
Remember who you're talking to. That guy can put him back.
I know. That's all right. I've bought beer for Tim. I think I got him enough once.
I'd actually have to drink on an episode again.
So
yes.
Going back to what I said earlier, this is like the most fun I've had watching a movie all year, because it reminds me of the last few scenes of *Malignant*, but I think that the ride here was longer than that, because I really enjoyed every act of this movie. And I'm telling you, every time that it reset, I'm just like, what am I watching?
Yeah,
and
exactly. Kept us guessing, which is hard to do.
Like, we all like *Malignant*, but not because it's some masterpiece of a movie. This is like the opposite of that in a lot of ways, you know. Like, *Malignant's* just insane, and you're like, what the fuck was he thinking at any given point when he's making this movie?
Yeah, no, this was awesome, man. This is probably the biggest surprise of the year.
Yeah,
so far.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Some time left, but so far,
I really
see that Peter, who was actually the producer of Pearl. Oh my God, I want to.
Peter Falk, yeah.
I mean,
I hope I said his last name right.
I'll pitch in on the beer for Peter. He's earned it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, Barbarian is my second favorite time at the movie theater this year. X was my favorite.
Listen, I enjoyed all these movies, but just as far, this was way more of a roller coaster ride, where I was just like, I kept getting surprised. I kept laughing.
Yep.
So I
this
think I
has
had
you
more.
excited in a way I haven't seen you in a long time. This seems to have awakened something in you, Jack.
It awakens.
The awakening of Jay.
Listen, I saw Pearl, and I can't wait to talk about that too. And I loved X. I don't know what my favorite movie of the year is, but I will say one may be a little bit better than the other or whatever like that. But just as far as like sitting down and watching it on a second watch, I think X is going to be a more rewatchable movie than this. But this one, I just want to watch the third act 100 times.
And now I've learned it's Peter Polk.
And now I'm lactose intolerant.
Forever.
That's
Forever. Stop watching those videos.
If you just avoid mutant titties, you might be fine.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard that is to do where I live?
It's
They're everywhere.
true.
So next week is definitely Pearl. For sure. Jason, now you have homework.
I'll get time.
Tomorrow.
I'll get to
And then we might have an incredible jam-packed episode next week, which I hope we can work this out. So we're gonna have to
that'd be great.
Me too.
Organize this. All right, man. That was a great.
And if you haven't seen Pearl yet, that's another one you really need to see in the theater because visually, you really need to see it on a big screen.
Yeah, and it helps to see it with people who are reacting.
I think I was the only person in my theaters.
Oh, yeah, we were halfway full, but the people who were there were ready to party. They were ready to have a damn good time. They weren't the fat bald people from Friday the 13th, but they were. I
went on like a Sunday night at 5:00, so it was not like peak.
Oh no, it's Sunday dinner. I don't have time for this. All right, so yeah, next week is going to be Pearl, and like I said, stay tuned. If everything lines up, we'll let you all. We'll tweet it out so to remind you to be here next week. Or so help me God, we're canceling the show, and you'll never have fun with us again. Take all our toys away. So until that time, enjoy. Horrortober starts Saturday, October 1st. So start watching your horror movies, reading your horror books, going to your horror things. Start having. This is our fun time. Start drinking like you've never drank before. Well,
watch the Munsters.
Or watch the Munsters and just end it there. So whatever you want to do it. Who cares? Good night, everybody.
We can't do Pearl next week. We got to do the Munsters.
Bye.
Game over, man.